What's up, guys? This is Fang /VA here, coming at you with another Sonic Tuesday video. Yet again, I am not going to do any lore videos this week. Because I have this other thing I want to talk about with you guys. We'll get back to the lore stuff next week, for sure. For sure. But I wanted to do a bit of a part 2 to my Sonic Origins discussion video I did, to where I detailed stuff I want and stuff I didn't want, and I want to expand more on something from that video about the whole, difficulty and all that. This has definitely been inspired by a video made by the Act Man about how Dark Souls and Elden Ring shouldn't have a quote-unquote easy mode, which I do agree with his points, because they would have to rework the game, they would have to do all this other stuff to them. Plus two, I know that gaming is a lot more mainstream nowadays, so obviously you're gonna have people that never really grew up with video games wanting to join in. Or B, you have people nowadays that forgot how hard games were back in the day, to where, yeah, they're going to want a freaking game to hold their freaking hand. And, I'm sorry, but if you're playing a freaking Dark Souls game, or any game from software, you know what you're paying for. It's a brutal old school meets new school experience, to where you have to learn the bosses. You might have to grind levels in order to defeat a boss. Like what? Gamers have gotten so used to. Now obviously they're right. I'm not saying that every gamer just wants the game to just help them through it, right? To be on autopilot. Obviously they know what people they are marketing these games to, which is their fans. As much as people whine and complain about a freaking easy mode, I bet you it's only just a small minority of people that is. Which leads us to the discussion video. Why I think newer Sonic fans that have gotten into Sonic because of Sonic the Hedgehog the movie, the first one, and possibly the second one, should experience what everyone else has experienced with the classic Sonic games. Now, a lot of people may be wondering, shouldn't it be a good thing for gamers to be able to play these type of games? Because they'll be more accessible to people. There's a Gamers tend to mix up those two words. When we're dealing with a game like the classic Sonic games, they can't be changed, in my opinion. I'm sorry, but they are already made. They can put in a endless continue or unlimited lives, but what's the point of that? That's not fun, in my opinion. And I personally feel like that is something that I did not like about Stellar Colors Ultimate, is that they put in the Tails token, which in my opinion, they should have made it optional to turn on the Tails tokens. And people might say, lives and continues are no longer a thing. They are still a thing. They may not be as common nowadays, but there are still game developers that still use that format. I mean, look at the indie scene. Cuphead. I believe Cuphead had lives, I believe. I can't remember, it's been a while since I played it. But I know that Shovel Knight did. You know, it's amazing how much gamers will say to prove their point, right? I mean, heck, I'm basically exposing myself with that because I am on the side that we shouldn't make a game easy just because a newer audience might not have the patience or really understand that these older games, you know, you do need to take your time with them. You do need to learn how they work. You know, like, when you first play Sonic 2, you're probably not going to get all 7 Chaos Emeralds at first. It probably will take multiple playthroughs. Now, obviously, nowadays, we have the benefit of going on YouTube and finding out, you know, how to get all 7 Chaos Emeralds in just the first 2 acts of Emerald Hill. That's what I did when I played Sonic 2 on the Switch. And I had a blast. You know, back then, unless you called the Sega help hotline or whatever it's called, and back then, it took money in order to do something like that, you're going to figure it out on your own. Or B, you're going to hear it from your friends that might have played the same game, to where they might say, hey, by the way, there's this new powerful form of Sonic. I saw a friend of mine get it. You need to collect these 7 gemstones, these 7 Chaos Emeralds, in order to do it. Yes, this time there's 7 of them. So obviously, someone's reaction to that would be like, okay, well, how can I get all 7 Chaos Emeralds? Because when I played it, that giant ring did not appear at the end. So what happens then? Then you ask them, well, did they say how you get access to the special stage? And then they might respond with, you know, yeah, you just have to collect 50 rings, and then, once you get to the checkpoints, these like glitter things will like appear on top of it, and then you jump in there, and that leads you to the special stages. That's how they did it back then. I mean, if you guys want proof, you guys can watch the Angry Video Game Nerd. Even he has explained stuff like that, like with Zelda. You know, they all helped each other. It was a community thing. You know, and plus too, back then, they didn't have the luxury of YouTube to where, like I said, they can look it up. And I feel like if they dumbed down the classic Sonic games, I feel like it's a slap to the face of the people that made them. You know, like Yuji Naka, like all the other talented people that worked on the classic Sonic games. You know, I can understand maybe like making Sonic 1 a bit more easier. Maybe, but even then, like, I don't want the Sonic games to hold my hand. Especially the freaking classic ones. You know, and again, some people may be like, well, you know, kids should be able to play these games. Especially nowadays. Well, here's the thing. We were kids during that time of gaming. We did just fine. I hate to break it to people, but at one point, unless you had a magazine or your parents allowed you to call a certain phone number to get help from someone at Sega or Nintendo in a game, you were on your own unless you had friends that played the same game. At one point, gaming wasn't as mainstream as it is nowadays, which is why, you know, it can be debated if maybe like because of it becoming mainstream, you have people, you know, grabbing it and kind of, I guess you can say, watering gaming down a bit, because, you know, of possible political reasons or not. But with Sonic has always been, you know, the same type of, I'm not going to say the same type of platformer, but, you know, Sonic hasn't really changed that much ever since the classic days. It's still about platforming, it's still about speed. So, in my opinion, no. These games shouldn't be changed. These games shouldn't be dumbed down just for those, you know, just for new players. Let them experience what the kids that played them back in the day experienced. Like my girlfriend experienced when she first played Sonic 1. What I experienced when I first played them on the GameCube with the Sonic Mega Collection. I mean, seriously, I'm sure that those kids are probably playing the classic games on their phones. And especially if you have an Android, you can add emulators on them. With iPhones, which is what I have, I don't have that benefit unless I jailbreak. So, like, that's why I use Crash 4 as a perfect example of what they could do with them. You know, have it to where you can play it like how it was back in the day, or you can play it with like unlimited lives and continues and all that. Would it still be fun? Yeah. Would it not be as rewarding to beat them? No. Why do you think so many people go back to Dark Souls and Sekiro? I believe I'm saying that. I believe I'm saying it right. Demon Souls, and now Elden Ring. Because human beings, we need challenges. Because life is a challenge. You have to get past certain walls and break certain ceilings in order to accomplish things. And gaming is a good prime example of that. Do I think that more people should play games? Yeah, of course. I mean, heck, there's technology now to where somebody that has a disability can play. Which is great. You know, I welcome every new gamer, but at the same time though too, is that they shouldn't make older games easier just because there's people that don't have a freaking excuse, are too lazy to learn the freaking game. You know? I hate being this, you know, volatile, however you say it, with my opinion, but I'm sorry, but most of you that complain are probably around my age. You guys should be used to older games being hard. Unless, of course, it's old age and you guys are starting to lose, like, good, like, hand coordination because of it. Which I highly doubt that. So, this is what I recommend they do. Keep it the same as how a lot of people played it, especially since it's basically confirmed it's going to be the Christian Whitehead versions of Sonic 1, 2, and CD. Sonic 3 and Knuckles, we don't know yet. There's a chance that it could be done by Christian Whitehead. There's still a lot of stuff we don't know about it, and hopefully we learn more this year. But Sega, if you're watching this, please don't dumb down the classic Sonic games for a newer generation. Let them experience what we experienced. That's what made those older Sonic games so great. The only hard game, in my opinion, is Sonic 1. All the other games are pretty fair in difficulty, and the only reason why I say Sonic 1 is definitely a lot harder is because of 2 zones. Actually, yeah, well, 3 zones. Labyrinth Zone, Scrap Brain Zone, and the final zone. Okay? That game, if you were to come to me and be like, hey, should they make it to where Sonic 1 has unlimited lives and continues, I would tell you no. And it would still be no. Because you have to learn what to do in these games. Now, obviously, with Sonic games, everyone that has played a classic Sonic game knows you have to try to stay on the top route. Everyone knows this. If you want more of a challenge, then you go to the bottom route. Once again, a good example of this is Spring Yard Zone and Starlight Zone. To where there's some sections to where if you go to on the bottom path, there's pits. And so obviously, Sonic, from my understanding, at least this is how I play it, I try to stay on the top route as much as I can. And something else that they could do is maybe add it into the options of turning off game overs. There's ways to do this without ruining the experience for people that wants a challenge. And I'm sure that at least 99% of the Sonic fanbase would probably agree with me on this. Because I'm sure that a lot of us have played the classic Sonic game so much that the difficulty doesn't really bother us anymore. It's fun. I hate to be that guy that actually sides with a portion of the fan base, because I think that all eras of Sonic had some fire games. There's a reason why so many people consider the classic era as the best era for Sonic. There's consistency between all the games. Sonic 2 was a big improvement of Sonic 1. Sonic CD was a big improvement from Sonic 1. Sonic 3 Knuckles was a big improvement of CD, Sonic 2, and Sonic 1. And Sonic Mania, well, Sonic 3 Knuckles had Hypersonic, so I can't really say Sonic Mania. I'm kidding. Sonic Mania is superior to Sonic 3 Knuckles, Sonic 2, Sonic CD, and Sonic 1, in my opinion. There's a reason why there's so many people that won't touch Sonic games past Sonic 3 and Knuckles. There's a reason for it. Now, do I think that they should give the other games a chance? Of course. I say that with the freaking stubborn Sonic Adventure fans that don't want to go past Sonic Adventure 2 or go past Sonic Heroes. But Sega should not change the games to punish the hardcore fan base. Obviously, yes, they are doing this for the newer generation. But they need to make it to where, if this is going to be a normal thing that they do, to where they bring a past Sonic game, remaster it, maybe add some content to it, and bring it to newer consoles, they're going to need to learn it's okay to make stuff easier. not so much easier, but it's okay for Sonic. It's okay for the newer Sonic audience to play these older titles, these legacy titles, but not at the expense of difficulty. Look at Kingdom Hearts, right? Yes, you can pick the difficulty, sure, but that game is designed that way. If you look at a game like Dark Souls, it's not designed to be able to pick a difficulty. You have to learn the game. That's why I said that, a lot of From Software games are old school approach meeting new school graphics and gameplay. Excuse me. Sorry about that. And if people disagree with me, that's fine. But if you come to me telling me that I don't have the patience to sit down and learn how the classic Sonic games work, because again, of my patience, that's on you. That has nothing to do with the games. That's a you problem. And trust me, I'm freaking impatient. But when I'm passionate about something, I don't mind learning it. Yes, and there might be days where I might get angry because of me being so impatient. But I eventually get it down. And as humans, I feel like we have gotten so used to things being so easy for us. And having challenges is a good thing. We shouldn't be afraid of it. But like I always say, to the newer fans that just got into the franchise, I welcome you. But in order to appreciate the older games, in my opinion, the newer fans need to experience them like a lot of us experienced them, through a lot of trial and error. So I'm hoping with Sonic Origins, it's just an optional thing you can turn on in the options. If it's not, I never thought I would say this, but I'm not going to buy it. I'm sorry. I'll stick with the older emulated versions of the Genesis versions on Steam with the Sega Genesis collection. I'll just stick with those. I'm not paying for something that I feel like is for a different audience than me. Which is the point. I mean, he's been open about the fact that this is for a newer audience to experience these games. But at the same time, though, too, he shouldn't forget that there's fans that loves difficulty. And, there might be a lot of new fans that might be fans of Dark Souls before they got into Sonic. It's a possibility. But anyways, of course, this is just one guy's opinion. Let me know what you all think. And of course, because the fact that I said that every week, I'm going to read... Well, I'm going to post a poll, and I'm going to read the results in my next Sonic Tuesday video. Let me get to it real quick. I asked in my YouTube community tab, what's your favorite Sonic TV series? Now, at 4%, Adventure of Sonic the Hedgehog. And I get that. It's more like a Looney Tunes type of cartoon. There's no really that much continuity between the episodes. It's your typical Saturday morning cartoon. And I do think it's definitely the more boring show out of all of them, although I do enjoy it. So I get that. 12%. Sonic, Satam, Sat AM, and Sonic Boom. The fact that Sonic Sat AM is this low with votes kind of shocks me, because a lot of people kiss the show's butt, and for good reason. This is where they got a lot of the Archie Sonic comics lore from. This is basically, if you want to be technical, Archie Sonic Comics issue 0. Just a bunch of issue zeros, pretty much. It's also why, there's a ship between Sonic and Sally amongst the fan base. It comes from this show. So it kind of shocks me that with the reputation that this show has, it's that low. Sonic Boom, on the other hand, I'm not surprised it's that low. Sonic Boom has definitely been a hit or miss for fans. I do see that, my fellow Sonic fans are definitely more open to the show than the games. Of course, me personally, it's a little bit too idiotic at times, especially Knuckles. They took the idea of the whole stupid Knuckles that we saw in the modern era and just pump it up to 11. Although Shadow was pretty cool. I will admit that much. Shadow was pretty cool. I mean, heck, I freaking dubbed that, and I'm thinking about going back and redoing it and possibly doing Eggman in that clip too. So I totally get it. And plus, Sonic Boom is a fun show. But I can totally see why it's so low. 19% is the Black Sheep Sonic Underground. This show is a hit or miss for people. I personally enjoy it. I liked the fact that we got a proper prequel to Sonic the Hedgehog. I enjoyed, his siblings in there. It's just a shame that they never finished it to where they found their mother. I do know that Ian Flynn was hoping to do a proper send-off for Underground with the Archie comics, but he got told no. This show is definitely has a special place in my heart, because the first two Sonic shows I've seen once I got into Sonic was Sonic Underground and Sonic X. So I like it. I don't care if other people hate it. It's just cool to see Sonic Underground in second place here, because it did do a lot of right things. And of course, 54% Sonic X. Another can be considered a black sheep, only because of the dub, the English dub done by 4Kids. I love Sonic X. And I'm glad that most of you do too. It is the second Sonic anime that they had, because obviously there's the awesome Sonic OVA. And of course in Japan, they did a part 1 and part 2 for the OVA, while over here they combined the two, and that's why they called it Sonic the Hedgehog the movie. But most people just call it the OVA. That's the that's the true title for it. Sonic X is definitely a love letter to the freaking Adventure fans. The Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2 fans. And, and people in Japan got a little treat, because during the last story adaptation from Sonic Adventure 2 for Sonic X, they actually played Live and Learn. We never got that. Probably because of licensing, and plus, for kids is for kids, but, plus, that's how my favorite Sonic and Shadow voice actor got his start. And, of course, the best Eggman voice actor, in my opinion. So, yeah, that's it for this video. Definitely make sure to comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one. Later, guys.